Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm in the Langdale mountain range, definitely one of my favourite spots, and I'm going to go and do a summit that I've yet to do. It's only one of a handful in the Langdales that I've not done, and I'm hopefully going to get up above this 24-hour inversion that we're witnessing right now, break through the clag and get some amazing visceral views across the valleys towards the Scafell range. I'm on my own today. It's a solo camp. Got about 2 hours 40 of light. So let's push on. Let's not dawdle today. And let's try and get some amazing views. Does anyone else do this when they're camping or hiking? I call it the water game. And you're kind of trying to hold off from getting water for as long as you can because you know that you've got to carry it. And I go through water like no one's business, so I like to get like at least 3 kilos worth, 3 litres. And I try and hold off for as long as I can, but I'm trying to listen to see if I can still hear running water. And it slowly starts to get quieter and you get more worried, and then you start to hear it a little bit more further ahead. I don't know, it beats me every time, and I always end up having to drink out some little stingy puddle or having to come back down a little bit and regretfully grab some more water. But yeah, that's the game I'm playing right now. Nope. Keep going. No, nope. Looks like we're drinking out of puddles at the top. I can't believe it. I've just got water out of that stagnant, pissy little gill, and I've took one step over a rock. Lovely. Oh well. Is what it is. Starting to break through the clag now. I've not seen anybody all the way up here, otherwise I'd be asking them, does it definitely clear at the top? Ah well, we'll see for ourselves. I've still got very high hopes. All the signs are there. Just got to keep our fingers crossed. It's starting to brighten up. We must be getting close. Another 5 minutes maybe. It's starting. This is the start of breaking through the other side of the clag. Wow, that sun on my face, what a feeling. It's -1 and you can see bits of frost in the air. Whoa, you can see me slipping on the ice. This is spectacular. An hour ago we was in thick clag under the clouds in a gloomy grey day, and now we're walking into the blue through fells covered in frost with the sun on our faces. What an amazing view. just lifts life into you. Just lifts you up. Got a new breath of wind now. Wow. Look at this. Every step is getting clearer and clearer. In the back of my mind though, I am still thinking, I don't have any water. The water game has beaten me. I'm sure there's somewhere up here I can crack some ice and get some from underneath. Ooh. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You can see planes in the sky. Look at this. You're starting to see peaks appearing. And you can see that blanket. Another 100 to 200 feet. I'm going to be blown away. Just look at that. Incredible. Brocken spectre there. Quite a rare sight. It's the second one I've ever seen. You see its halo just above the clouds, and that is where the sunlight, which is over there, is colliding with the particles and the frost and the fog, and it makes this little spectrum of light. Wow, look at that. The Pike of Blisco next to us here. Just a touch of the Langdale pikes, and I've not even got to it yet, but wait until we cross this ridge and we see the Scarfell range sitting in a blanket of cloud. Wow, look at that. Look at that. What a view. Incredible. Every time someone goes to me on a weekend, what have you been up to? And I say this, they go, you must be mad. Nope. No, I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Not a sound. Let's go and touch the cairn on the top of Crinkle Crags. And I've just dumped my bag here. The cairn's just there. I think there's a few spots for the tent. I think that's a nice little flat spot there. Not much of a view from the tent. But definitely a spot if I can't find anything else. I think we'll be melting snow for our water tonight. There's plenty of it up here. Right, let's go and touch the summit of Crinkle Crags. Oh, it feels nice to have that pack off. Sun Here we go. Crinkle Crags. Amazing. As I'm putting the tent up, the sun has set. We just missed it. Not to worry. We did pretty well finishing work and then racing up here. So now I'm going to take my time setting this tent up, getting it in a nice position amongst all these rocks. Oh, the sun might have set, but the light up here will be amazing for the next few hours. And there's absolutely no moon tonight. So the sky should be very clear. Look at those colours over there. I'm just struggling to get the pegs in because it's really, really frozen ground. And it's really rocky up here as well. So once I've done that, I'll start getting some things together, get stuff prepped, but I'm pretty much losing all light now. So I need to kind of get a groove on and get going. Got my mat up, got my bag out, that's lofting up, and I've brought today that for my cook kit. Little titanium cup, winter gas, and the tiny little BRS stove, the ultralight stove. And I'm going to show you how you can get water from snow. Now I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs, I know you know how to melt snow, but if you've already got a bit of water, it's a lot easier to melt some snow. So if you cram it full like that, and then we pour a little bit of water onto that as it's on the stove, it then melts a lot faster, and it also doesn't melt at the bottom of your stove. Some water in there. And then if you melt some, always keep some back, don't use it all. And I've got this bottle now to go and get some more and just keep it going. I'm just going to move up onto here, away from the tent. And I'm going to keep going getting more handfuls of snow, keep adding it in, and then put it back into this. It's starting to melt now. And I've got more snow there in the Nalgene. A couple of them, that should be enough. So there it is, the Allak all set up. The pegs were really difficult to get into the ground. I had to drive them in with a rock. So hopefully they come out pretty easy in the morning. And out onto my view is this amazing sunset over a cloud inversion. Temperature inversion, cloud inversion, whatever you want to refer to it as. And then over to the right of me is the Scafell range, and then Bowfell. And then the beauty of the Allak is it has two doors, and in the morning when the sun rises, hopefully if the cloud stays where it is, we get all these mountains here. So we've got Helvellyn range, then we've got the Eastern range, we've got a little bit of the Langdale pikes here, and then some more of the northern fells, Glencaffra and Skiddaw just peeking the way through up in the distance there. What a spot, above 800 metres with an amazing sunset. I've brought some good food, I've brought a book on my Kindle and I'm on my own, and I'm just going to chill out and enjoy this, because wow, what an amazing sight that is. It's not an ideal method because it does use a lot of gas, but look, I played the water game and lost, so now I am dealing with the consequences and melting water. And I've got a litre, which should do me, to be honest, drinking water. And for my meal tonight, should be fine. And look, there's plenty of snow down there if I need it. I'll just melt some more. Yeah, Thermarest X Therm, it's the wide one. I've got the Rab Ascent 900 banana. I'm going to try this as a quilt tonight. I'm trying to see if I sleep a bit better, because last few nights, even in like sub-zero temperatures, I've just been getting way too hot. I've been having to strip right off and I'm sweating like mad. So I'm going to try it open tonight, and if that's the case and I sleep a lot better, I'm considering a quilt. So if anyone's got any suggestions for quilts, be my guest, and yeah, recommend some. So meal tonight is the Expedition meals, or Expedition food. Big 800 calorie one, chili con carne with rice, a lovely can of full fat Coke, and I grabbed a sandwich on the way up here. It's a bit squashed now, but it's a cheese and onion sandwich. Electronics, drone, which I need to pack away. I've been a bit in a rush. Some down mittens and a bit of clothing in there. I really need to tidy all this up. My drone case at the back, and then I've put my bag through there, and that's literally all I've brought tonight. I kind of wanted to stay minimal. Didn't want to bring too much stuff. Kind of wanted to see how little I could bring on a camp with the 4 kilo tent. So how much I could get away with, basically. Yeah, so not a lot of stuff tonight, but it'll do. just losing the last little bit of light. So once this is melted, I'm going to go and sit on that rock over there, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. There's a little bit of light left, so it's a bit too early for food, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tidy everything up, relax for a bit. That climb, I don't know if it's just because it's Friday and it's been a busy week, but it just kicked my arse. And all the way up, I was thinking about this quote that I read in a book that I'm reading at the minute. The book's called The Last Hill Walker. It's by a guy called John Burns. It's basically like memoirs of the times that he's hiked in the Lake District and camped and up to Scotland and stuff, and it goes back to when he was like a kid and he's camping in like these massive canvas tents and stuff. He's talking about mountains, and he says it's a trick that the mountains have. They rob you of the memory of all the pain, and they leave you with this romantic image of enjoyment. It's like they're trying to seduce you. And it's true, like, as grueling as that was coming up here, I've put my tent up, I've had a drink, and now I'm about to have some food. And I've totally forgot about how grueling and how painful that climb was at parts. I looked at my watch and my heart rate was going to like 180 at times, so yeah, it was definitely a challenge, but it's a distant memory now. Right, let's get stuck into this food. This one's a winner. It's quite spicy actually, this one. If anyone's had it, they'll know. But I'm a fan of spicy food, so a full fat Coke as well. What a treat. What a treat. This is going to be fizzy. Surprisingly enough. Oh. Lovely. Right, my last video was very tent heavy. A lot of the video was me filming myself in the tent because I couldn't get out because it was raining and windy. And when I watched that video back, God, it must have been boring watching that. So I'm going to not film too much in the tent today. I kind of just want to keep it nice and simple. At the end of the day, I've come up here for some solitude and to relax. So while I'm in the tent, I'm going to relax. So if nothing's happening, I'm not doing anything, don't expect to watch me. So the wind has picked up somewhat, and I've just checked outside, shine the head torch on a few of the pegs, and a few of them have moved a considerable amount, especially on the other side here, where they weren't in too well. So I'm going to get out and I'm going to re-secure them a little bit. So this one is totally shifted out. The ground here is just solid ice. The wind has definitely changed direction, and now it's coming straight in this way, whereas before it was coming the other way. So these are the two pegs that I need to make sure are good. picked up. And it's biting through here now. Okay, so that's a big rock, right? And it's important when you're putting rocks on your guy lines, you're not putting them on this side, because your rope and your guy line's constantly moving like that. When you put a rock on that, if it's sharp, it'll shear your guy line. All I want is a little bit of weight to be on this back peg. So I'll just position that enough that it is just resting a bit on that back peg. See, the weight of that now is on the peg and not on the guy line. Right, totally ruining these DAC pegs. Absolutely scarring them up, but needs must, you know. Alright, I'm happy with the rest of it. Right, let's have a drink of water before I go back to sleep. Okay, so I'm keeping my filter in this plastic bag, and then I'm putting it at the bottom of my sleeping bag, because if these freeze, if they freeze, that's it, you've had it, you can't use it again. Well, you can use it, but it don't work anymore. So this is unfiltered, and I'm about to filter, but just straight into my gob. Let's get back to sleep. A little almond and apricot yogurt bar, sachet coffee, and smashed up banana. That's breakfast. Well, that is quite the contrast from last night. Completely clogged in. Tent soaking wet as well. Look at that. Let's see how the pegs held up. It got pretty windy last night. I did have to get out and fix them, but yeah, it got a bit windier after that. I wasn't getting out again. They all seem to have held pretty well. They're only in halfway. It's as far as I'd get them in. I don't know if it was because it was rocky or because the ground was so frozen, but they held okay, which is the main thing. Yeah. I was really lucky to find a spot to put the tent. Just in between, like, this is where it's like everywhere. Just rocks everywhere. And there was like a 6-foot gap. There was a rock on one of the sides, which I made sure was in the vestibule I wasn't going to use. But otherwise, I think I've done pretty well to get it there. Surrounded by all those rocks. Nothing but the area that my tent was in last night. And that's what I meant about managing to find a little patch between the rocks. There's a little patch there was rocks on this side, but I was being careful not to press down or use them. We're all packed away, let's get going. the fog is starting to lift. Clearings over there, and you can see into Langdale Valley. So just coming out at the bottom of it now. We are 450 metres. So from plus 800 to 450, 350 metres of clag. And God knows how much was above me. So there was no way that was going to clear in the time I was willing to wait for it. Well, what a camp that was. I stayed hopeful yesterday. I seen that the signs were there for some promised views, and I stuck at it and broke through the clag and got an amazing view. And I'm really not that bothered that I haven't had a view this morning, because last night was so spectacular. It was amazing. Right, the fog's clearing now. I'm just going to be heading down to the car, so I'm going to call it a day here for this video today. And I think I'm back out next weekend again with Andy, so we haven't planned where we're going yet, but I've booked a day off work so that I can come out next weekend as well. So I'll make another video next weekend, and until then, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.